Welcome to Fade or Fly with Mike and the Feather, your weekly football podcast recorded right here in the heart of Sin City. Join Mike and the Feather as they dive into the world of sports bet predictions, game analysis, and serve up a healthy dose of Vegas-style humor. Whether you're looking to ride the winning streak or soar to new heights in your football knowledge, this is the podcast for you. Let's embark on this gridiron adventure together from the entertainment capital of the world.
All right, guys, welcome back. Mike here from Mike and the Feather. I am alone in the studio today. Wanted to update you guys because not a lot of people saw the post we put out this past week. Unfortunately, because our channel is still new, we're not allowed to put up like community posts for you to see. We can only rely on short videos and YouTube shorts. Can't hear it right now because I'm pretty much drugged up. But I have been down with a severe flu since this weekend. I've looked and felt sicker than all the Cowboys and Eagles fans combined this weekend. So I have had no contact with practically anybody. Did not want Jason to come into the studio and get sick. We did talk, though, because we didn't want you to think we abandoned you in any way or weren't putting out picks for the playoffs or anything else. We don't want our channel to seem like something that's not being kept up and building our brand, so to speak. So I did talk to Jason on the phone for a while this morning, and he decided to go ahead and give me the 2 picks that he has for this week, as well as a teaser he really likes. So I am going to go ahead and relate that information to you. I'll put some graphics up on the screen to show it. And hopefully, after this divisional round, I will be back to normal. Jason will be back in the studio for the next episode, looking at the championship games. And then we're moving into Super Bowl season here in Las Vegas, which we're excited for. So we're compiling a list of all the things going on. I have my own contacts inside the Raiders organization. We'll see what we can find, maybe get you some inside scoops. If not, we'll just take you around town for the festivities leading up to the Super Bowl this year here in Las Vegas. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please, if you want me to get better, give it a thumbs up down below. Otherwise, I'll know you really don't care about me. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get to the picks. We will start with Jason's teaser for this weekend. We're going to do a 2-team, 6-point teaser. We're going to start with the Texans and Ravens game. The Ravens are currently favored by 9 points. We're going to tease that down to 3. Ravens, Lamar Jackson has demons that he is ready to expel. He has had struggles in the past. Me personally, I think he's the clear front runner for MVP. I think obviously we're down to him and Brock Purdy. We're going to have to wait to see how this weekend plays out. But Lamar Jackson is facing a Houston Texans team who is down 2 of their 3 top wide receivers. C.J. Stroud has had a pretty magical rookie campaign. So of the Houston Texans in general, Vegas had no expectations for them whatsoever. And I think they pretty much shocked the NFL and shocked themselves with how well they managed to do this season. But pretty sure that's going to come here to an end against a Ravens D that has been pretty solid all year. It's going to give remaining wide receivers fits on the Texans. And like I said, Lamar Jackson, I think, is ready. The team is ready. They want to do something for the city of Baltimore and look to be an easy field goal cover with this teaser. The second one on this teaser is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Detroit Lions. Lions currently favored by 6.5 points. We're going to tease that down 6 points to just minus 0.5 a point. And we'll talk more about the Lions in a moment, but clearly the Bucs took down an Eagles team that has been struggling. Not to take anything away from the Bucs for what they did, but we've all seen the wheels coming off the Eagles, as I mentioned, for quite some time. And they capitalized on that. The Eagles look like a team that didn't want to be out there. The Lions are the complete opposite. And like I said, we'll talk about that in a minute. So there's your 2-team teaser for this weekend. Ravens tease them down from 9 to 3. Take the Lions minus 6.5, tease them down to a 0.5 point. So our 2 picks this week are going to come in Sunday's games. We're going to start first with the 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern time matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Detroit Lions. Lions are favored by 6.5 points at home. The weather probably should not play a factor in this game whatsoever.
You do know we play indoors, right? And they got a dome.
Dan Campbell has the players believing in what they're doing. His offensive style this season has been giving team fits. They know that a lot of these possessions are going to be 4-down possessions they have to defend, and it's going to be a lot to throw at the Bucs. Tampa Bay comes into this game having beat up a pretty roughshod Eagles team that does not have the kind of weapons right now and the hunger that the Detroit Lions just are oozing out of the stadium. Dome Stadium, by the way. Don't forget that.
We'll be okay.
Tampa Bay fans, you got to be happy with your team. Baker Mayfield's done a lot for you this season, but if I remember correctly, I wasn't too fever-ridden from what I watched. There were a lot of drop passes and a lot of mistakes made by the Bucs offense during that game. Those are plays that have to be completed to beat the elite teams in the NFL. Last week, the Eagles were definitely not one of those elite teams. Detroit Lions, definitely looking like one of those elite teams. Can't make those drops. You got to complete those plays. Problem is, even if you do, this Detroit Lions team might have a little bit too much to throw at you in the tank, a little too many weapons and too many surprises that no mistakes still might not be enough to get the job done. That's why, as much as it pains them, the Feathers pick is the Detroit Lions by 6.5, 2 units. And let's look at the big game, the game the NFL knows is the biggest. That's why we're ending on Sunday night with it. This is the 3:30 Pacific, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time matchup between, the rematchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. These two teams have met twice in the playoffs, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes specifically, with Josh Allen losing both contests to Patrick Mahomes. If you remember, I believe it was 2021. That overtime game where they went back and forth. And I don't think we're going to be seeing that kind of matchup between the Bills and the Chiefs this year. You have a Chiefs team that is obviously downgraded from where they have been in the past, including their Super Bowl runs. The wide receivers are known to be missing at times, having issues. We're questioning if Travis Kelce is still involved in the game as much as he used to be. I'm sure he has the drive to win, but we know his life is a little more occupied outside of this now. And jokes aside, who knows what having a world-famous girlfriend who's traveling around the world and you're trying to keep up with each other, like relationships change things even in subtle ways that you don't realize the ramifications, both good and bad, till later down the road. So maybe we're seeing a little bit of this regression in Travis Kelce because of his life changes. And that's okay as long as the guy is happy. That said, who's really been happy, though, is the Buffalo Bills fans because, like Jason said weeks ago, he felt the Bills were going to run the table, take the AFC, and that's what they've been doing. They are the hot team right now. They might have looked a little bit rough and a little bit scary going into the fourth quarter against Pittsburgh last week, but I think the Bills have way more weapons right now. The problem they have is the injuries. That's going to be a big factor in this. So where one team is going to be suffering on offense, the defense is definitely going to be taking a hit. That said, I do remember a little upstart team about a decade or so ago that got hot at the right time, went through the playoffs, and were the David to the New England Patriots Goliath. And those little David Giants took down the undefeated Patriots. And I don't think, had the Giants not been hot during that time, they wouldn't have had the momentum. This, to me, feels for the Bills like what the Giants had back then. They got momentum. They got confidence. We just got to see if the injuries play a big deal. That's why the Feathers pick on this one is going to be the Buffalo Bills, minus 2.5. He wants to go big on this one. He likes them for 6 units. Confidence, I like it. I do agree with this pick. I think the Bills are going to come out ahead. The last time these two teams met in the playoffs, they were a combined 62 and 78 points, respectively, total for each game. I don't know if we'll see it as a high-scoring game here because of the weaknesses on both sides, but this is definitely probably going to be an epic matchup. I do think third time is going to be the charm for the Buffalo Bills. So there you go, guys. There's your 2 picks and your teaser for the week. Sorry for the roughshodness of this. I'm actually losing my voice as I'm speaking, but we definitely did not want to leave you guys without some acknowledgement that we're here. And we're glad to be doing this for you. Hopefully back on track next week, as I said, and then we're going to start getting into the Super Bowl. And when I can walk outside again, and it doesn't feel strange to me, we're going to get on the strip. We're going to be looking at a lot of stuff going on. So thank you guys for watching. And of course, boom.